payments at $4.99. Our guest this morning is our Home Solutions contributor, Chad Allen. Hey, Chad, how are you, buddy?
I'm well. Good morning, Ty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my home. Inside, it's a little bit rainy on the Tampa side of the bridge, Ty. So I'm inside today, and you can see here the difference immediately if my knees are on the ground versus if my knees are on the garden kneeler. Because now that we're going into spring, everything in spring, whether it's gardening, planting, cleaning, organizing, everything, all those tasks, we have to get on our knees or be in a seated position. And this item right here by IdeaWorks is going to solve all of those issues for us because it brings us up off the ground onto 2 layers of EVA foam. That's right, both sides of that pad have a layer of EVA foam. So I can go from a seated position right to or a kneeling position, I should say, right to a seated position very easily. But what is the magic behind the whole thing? It's because of the oversized, generous handlebars. And even as I go to get down, if I have trouble getting down, I can grab onto the handlebars and slowly, gently, easily lower myself down to a position to where I'm able to easily work and maneuver and do things I need to do on the ground, whether that's planting, gardening, or even cleaning the grout. And then when I go to get up, because of how tall these handlebars are, or these legs in the seated position, I can get my hands all the way around them and then use my arm strength, not my hips, not my back, not my knees, my arm strength to, get myself up off the ground. And then at the end of the season, Ty, and I'm going to get a little closer to the camera. I'm going to put my hands behind it so you can see. If I lift up right here, I'm able to unlock the legs and then fold it down. So when I'm done gardening or I'm done moving around outside, I can store this away behind a door or hang it up in the garage because it's just a few pounds, and then it locks back into place, and I'm ready to go into my next task.
So good.
But it's been so popular.
It's so good, all of that. And for $19.95, listen, $29.95, $39.95, I would recommend people get this. It's gonna let you spend more time out there in the garden. It's gonna save your knees. It's gonna save your back. For $19.95. Maybe you have someone in your life who loves to be out in the garden, but maybe because of their back or their knees, or because it's hard for them to get down or to stand back up, they don't spend as much time out there as they would like. For $20, what a great gift. It is the right item at the right price. And yeah, these handles here, Chad, such a good idea to kind of use that upper body to get yourself up. Even me, I had back surgery years ago, and I have to be careful when I'm down low. Getting back up is always that issue. And now you can incorporate that upper body nice and easy to get you back up. And then when you want to sit down, it's just an easy flip over. I mean, it's just so smart. Chad, what did we use before the garden kneeler? What was it, like knee pads, which were an absolute mess and uncomfortable? Was it like just a little pad that we put on the ground and then it would get dirty? What did we do before the garden kneeler? Whatever we did, it wasn't working.
No, it sure wasn't. Ty, you must have seen this show before. You must have been tuning in last season we were doing this, because you're exactly right. You can go to the store, any store, you won't find an item like this, and especially not at an HSN sort of deal, that's for certain. And I went to the big box store yesterday, did it, put my mask on, went into public, and I just went down all the lawn and garden aisles, and I tried to find something, anything that could compare to ours, and I found a couple of things, exactly what you're talking about. You can either strap on knee pads, like these are 2 knee pads, and I can strap these on to my knees so my knees are more comfortable, or I can use one of these foam things that really don't last very long. They're extremely cheap. What none of those options have are what makes this item so special, the handlebars. And this is real. If I had a ring on, I would knock it against it because it's real steel. And this is real EVA foam. EVA foam is like what you see in your running shoes. It's meant to absorb the shock, right? So when I put my knees on it, it's very comfortable. And if I take my knees off of it, I mean, this is my, my wood floor. It is not comfortable. And this is my house. I mean, you think my floors would be at least comfortable. But I'll tell you what we're not going to do, Ty. We're not going to do a project for very long if we don't like the comfort level that we're in. And unfortunately, even if we are having back pain, knee pain, hip pain, it doesn't matter. We're not going to stop gardening, right? It's something we love to do. It's a hobby of a lot of ours. And then if I want to flip it over And you can see, I mean, sometimes when you flip it over, you can do it in a matter of a second like I do. Or if you're moving around, you're a little tired, maybe it's a little longer. But you just, literally, there is no trick. It is the same piece. I do it so fast sometimes. I had a customer write me on my Facebook page and said, "How did you flip that over?" I'm like, "There's no trick. There's nothing, no switch, nothing like that." And then all you do is you sit on it. And I'll turn it to the side because I want you to see something. I even have room here. So I'm able to get my hands here. So even in a seated position, you still have somewhere where you can grab and sort of lift yourself back off, which is so great. But if I am washing my tires, if I'm organizing under the sink, if I'm painting the baseboards, or I'm just needing an extra seat at a campfire, I mean, this is really an item
that's great.
that you're able to not only use and love, but when I unlock each of the legs, it becomes completely portable. So if you are going to take this in the car, or you are going to take it camping or anything like that, it's very easy to do so. And even in the winter, I know it's snowing some places, you can just hang it up in the garage when the season's over, and then bring it back out in the fall when you're going to plant those annuals or anything you're doing like that.
Yeah, I think that's great. Those camping trips, those fishing trips, those hunting trips, whatever, you take this with you, you have that seat, you have that place to kneel down and do your work. You know, I love Chad, and you kind of pointed this out. Here's a little ingenious thing that they did, was that even in the kneeling position, they kept the pad off the ground. Why is that? Well, because they know you're gonna flip it right around, and if the pad was on the ground and the ground was dirty, the ground was wet, now all of a sudden you're gonna sit on that. It is off the ground. They thought of that. So save your knees, save your back, get yourself back out there for $19.95. As I said, $29.95, $39.95. I would recommend this. You can carry it around with you everywhere. It is the 2-in-1. You're gonna kneel, flip it over, as I'm using the brand new purple that we have here, and now all of a sudden, you have your seat as well, either for you or that person who's looking forward to get back out in the garden, to getting back outside. Maybe it's for them. Take advantage of those 4 flexible payments. We have those at $4.99. We will ship this out to you for $5. One of our most popular items. Chad and I were talking earlier, and we said, like, this always does sell out sooner than we expected. Every year, Chad, it seems sooner and sooner these sell out because it's the right item at the right price.
You couldn't be more right about that point without any question. It's because, well, there was a pandemic that happened and we're all home, right? We saw a huge spike in the lawn and garden and the home category because if you weren't a gardener before, you probably are now. And a lot of us are cleaning and organizing and everything. But Ty, yeah, you're right. I can completely fit my arm underneath the garden kneeler when it's in that kneeling position. And what that means is that seat's never going to get dirty. But even if I was going into a mulch bed or a rocky area and I wanted to set this right down on the rock or the shell, or the sand or anything like that, it doesn't matter because there's that clearance. And this is an item you don't have to worry about. Well, number one, because it was $20. I mean, really. But number two, because it's solid steel. This is steel and real EVA foam. This isn't even one solid pad of EVA foam. It's actually 2 separate layers with a layer in between for complete support. So the EVA foam is never going to be like one of these things where you can puncture it and get all the way through and have those divots and those rivets. I'm right here with that layer in between, giving it that support with EVA foam on both sides. It's going to absorb the shock from your knees or anything you put onto it. Use it as a little workbench. Use it as a seat. Yep. I can flip it over in a matter of a second, turn it around. You can see just how big it is. And then I'm able to sit here, wash the tire, paint the baseboards, clean underneath the sink. And then Ty, when I'm done for the season, I'll get closer to the camera. Right there is that trick. That's how you unlock. Just lift up. You can unlock the arms here. And when you do that, you're able to take it, hang it up, and put it wherever you need it when you're not using it.
Oh,
it really is a genius item.
It's just so great. $19.95, 4 flexible payments, $4.99. Take a look at your screen right there. See how they're using it. She's going to use it like that. It helps you get down as well. 3 colors. You got the green, the gray, or the brand new purple. And as Chad was saying, this isn't some plastic little stool. I'm actually wearing a ring. I can tap on it, and you're going to hear this is solid. This is the real deal. This is solid for a $20 bill. Maybe it's for you. Maybe it's for whoever is ready to get back outside, get back in the garden. And we've been talking about using it outdoors so much. You can use it indoors as well, as Chad said. Maybe it's the baseboards. Maybe it's the little projects around the house, whatever it is. Chad, always nice to see you. So glad the garden kneeler is back.
Me too. I'll be back, I think, at 1 and 2 with Debbie.
Great.
To bring this back, but this won't last long this season, that's for sure.
It really won't. Thanks, Chad. We'll see you again soon, my friend.